Greetings from Valletta Harbour in Malta. Behind me we have this magnificent site, this harbour, which was seen to the great siege of Malta in 1565. A great moment in European history. It was also seen to to a huge struggle during the Second World War, during the siege of Malta, for which Malta was awarded the George Cross. It was it's the only non-person it was awarded to the island for the valour that was shown by the people of this island during that huge struggle. Malta is a fascinating place, as well as we all know, a beautiful place. It's history. There's history here. You can come and visit everything from megalithic sites to Bronze Age settlements to sites where the Phoenicians had settled and indeed seemed to have lived side by side for some period of time with Roman civilization when it came here first. And then, of course, we have the Knights of Malta, the famous Knights of Malta, and everything that they went ahead and built here and on from there. This is such a fascinating place because it concentrates so much of European history, of what it means to be European, is represented in this island. Malta, as one of the newer member states of the European Union, it came in the last round of a session. It's a great addition. It's a proper addition, and it's a credit to Europe that Malta is now one of our 27 member states. Malta has only 5 seats at the moment in the European Parliament, and like many of the member states of Europe, Malta has an affliction of sorts, or at least a challenge in the context of the European Parliament, because there are 2 parties here, one of the left and one of the right, as you would expect, and those parties have tended to have a sort of cartel on the business of politics on this island for a very long time. And I suppose that's understandable in many ways. There are some smaller parties as well. But the problem is, although you can be a big fish in a small pond within one of these 2 parties in the Maltese context, it's very difficult when you've only got 5 seats to have your voice heard in a European Parliament of over 780 seats. And that is to say, of course, you wouldn't even have all of those 5 seats if you're from one of the small parties or the other. And Libertas is offering it's an amplifier for Maltese politics, insofar as that if and when the Maltese people decide to vote in a Libertas candidate or 2 for Malta, those MEPs, those Libertas MEPs representing Maltese interests within the Libertas party in the European Parliament, they will have a much more effective voice, because they will be members of the first truly pan-European political party, which is Libertas in the European Parliament. It will be the most effective way, perhaps even the only way for the voice of the Maltese people to be effectively heard in the European Parliament. Libertas believes in a strong, united Europe that derives its legitimacy from its citizens. If you're watching this clip and you're not from Malta, you've heard me already say that many times before, and you know what it is that we stand for. The opportunity for the Maltese people to ensure that their voice, their democratic voice, is heard and cannot be ignored by Brussels is very important. The fact is that well over the vast majority of laws, 70–80% of laws now are initiated in Brussels at the moment by people that we can't name, and we don't even know what they look like quite often. That's got to change. That's got to change. It's got to change because Europe has got to be able to make a new leap forward. And as we continue to set ourselves to meet that challenge of ensuring that Europe becomes fully and democratically accountable and all the stronger and more legitimate for that, capable of embracing this new century. It's, I think, very appropriate that we stand here with the backdrop of Valletta Harbour, with Robert and Francis here as two great Maltese citizens and European citizens, looking forward to the launch of Libertas in Malta today, and hopefully a great win for the people of Malta in the European elections. See you later.